folks, welcome back. I am using the Lightseer's Tarot, and I have laid your cards out in a pyramid spread, and I'll explain what each row means. At the very top, this is the row that describes the general theme, describes the problem. This is the Ten of Wands. Right now, you're really struggling to let go of a burden that you were meant to let go of a while ago. Some of you may just be still carrying around the pain because the trauma is that deep. And I see why. There's something about this. Maybe you had a romantic partner whom you later believed was of the devil in some way, was absolutely evil to you, was abusive, and it just felt like you couldn't get away from this particular person. There was a lot that was seductive about them, even if they weren't physically attractive fully to you completely. Maybe he was. But there's something about him that you just could not let go of, and it took a long time to leave this particular individual. It's a deep betrayal that you were put through. He may have dumped you on the sidewalk, literally, figuratively speaking, but he's left you out in the cold. He doesn't give a shit about you. He never did. This might have been a true narcissist who was using you as its supply, and their supply is what I should say. I'm sorry. But if I'm describing someone who's in alignment with the devil, is it an it? Ignore that question. This is going to be a recovery that takes a while because it's associated with the devil, and yet you're being asked to go through it anyway, to process your trauma, your emotions, when it comes to being in connection in the past with this particular demon, this demonic figure, this demonic influence in the form of a human. You've been through it. At this point, you need to start gathering your powers, understanding yourself to be a powerful person in order for you to take back what was stolen from you. Your wings were stolen, your feathers were stolen. It feels difficult to fly. Your voice was stolen because you didn't feel like you could talk about this. This is the best way to go. To recognize that you do have a voice, that you have a bunch of tools from your guides, from your ancestors, from the universe, from source that you can use in order to talk about this and teach other people, other women possibly, who have been through similar situations or are about to fall into the trap of going through those same kind of situations. You can talk about your story and you are able to help at least one person, if not multiple people, who see your story, but that's going to take some degree of bravery. You will grow something amazing if you start this, nurturing this particular idea that indeed you are the magician is key. You have all the tools, all the resources that you need in order to make this happen, taking back the stuff that was stolen from you. You deserve to have it back too, and if you can recognize that, if you can believe that, you can start making those first steps towards actually taking it back. That third row was about something you may or may not know. You may think about doing this, but actually executing it might be a different thing altogether. You're still being asked to go through, to understand yourself as the magician, someone who has every tool available in their arsenal to help them get to where they need to go, do what it is that they're on earth to do. That's still available to you. In your future, the fourth and final row, you've got the Four of Swords and you've got Temperance. Your mind needs to take a massive break. You are restless, you get bored easily, and this is a mind that is out of control and that needs to be brought under your control. At this point, there's the risk that your mind could be in control of you and not the other way around. Ideally, it's best to have everything all the pentacles, all the wands, the cups, the swords. It's the best idea to have all of that under your particular control. And sometimes for a lot of us, the mind is the most difficult to control. But you're being encouraged by the universe to come back into balance and balance two powerful opposing forces. This particular angel has the moon and the sun in both hands. These are massively, well, you know what? Now that I talk about this is balancing happiness with doing shadow work, especially after you've gone through this tremendous burden, this betrayal. You can't seem to let this go. This is a traumatic response that needs modulation, that needs moderating. You need to give your mind a rest, and that might be how you more easily recover from that 10 of Swords, and how you start to think about getting into this energy, where you take back what was stolen from you. That might be something as simple as your voice, or they may be actual physical objects. It might be your reputation. Maybe this devil that I was talking about earlier trashed your reputation. You need to take this as it resonates, but something was taken away from you, and you're not fighting to bring that back because you're in such a bad place right now. This is where you need to start the recovery, the healing process. Allow the angel in temperance to heal you through rebalancing your mind in accordance with your physical energy, with the energy that you use to do things, your motivation. Don't forget your emotions, but your mind needs to close down for just a little bit, or at least go into some degree of dormant rest mode. And you're meant to get downloads from the universe while you are resting and bringing balance back to your situation, okay? Last and not least, you're supposed to be starting a new era soon. This is in your future. There will be a point where you're asked to get up from your resting spot, to just stop waiting around, just listening to spirit and recovering, and you're going to need to take action out of a more balanced place. Because you are in a more balanced place, you're able to be in this Fool energy. You're supposed to start a new era after you've gone through torture from the devil. It's time to start over and do something new for yourself. Start a new cycle that will be different from the last cycle. Excuse me. I want to look at the bottom of your deck. You've got the Hierophant being guided by not physical people here on planet Earth. Then you're being guided by the universe, your guides, your ancestors, to do something different, to take a whole new pathway, seen in the Fool. You need to allow for justice to take place. Some of you might be tempted to go back to this devil. Not all of you will. Some of you will be tempted to go back to this devil once karma starts wrangling the situation. You need to stay away at all costs and allow karma to do its work. That might mean that you have to move further away because this particular devil is acting up. You need to follow your guides. You need to follow your ancestors and do what it is that they tell you to do to get out of the way of justice once she really starts to swing her sword. Above all, you need to understand that the universe is bringing justice to you on its timetable, not necessarily yours. And in the meantime, work hard on yourself, on what makes you physically comfortable. If that means starting your own business, if that means continuing the business that you've already built, but you're strengthening it, you need to do that. You need to work on a new skill, quite possibly. Come into union with yourself. You need to come into union with yourself, and thereby you will attract people who are deeply attracted to you because you are so in love with yourself. You take care of yourself first. You love yourself enough to have gone through deeply traumatic situations, and now all you need to do is heal. Start a new way of thinking. This is letting go of trauma gradually, resting your mind enough that you can start thinking a different way. and more the memories of the past just fade into the distance, and you're able to truly start a new life together with this Fool energy. The sky's the limit for you at this point. The question is, are you able to see it that way? That's enough for your daily reading. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Take care.